Hey there! Are you ready to level up your English with some fun and useful idioms? Idioms are phrases where the words don't quite mean what they seem to. Today, we're going to explore some of the most common English idioms, what they mean, and how you can use them in everyday conversation. So, let's get started. To kill two birds with one stone.
Killing two birds with one stone.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Now, killing two birds with one stone sounds harsh, but it's really just a clever way of saying you're solving two problems at once. Like when you go to the store and buy groceries and get gas for your car in the same trip.
So, kill two birds with one stone.
I'm just killing two birds with one stone.
Let's go kill two birds with one stone.
See? We're killing two birds with one stone.
In hot water. If someone is in hot water, they're in trouble. It doesn't mean they're actually in boiling water. It's just a way to say they did something wrong and might have to face the consequences.
You're in hot water.
And now I'm in hot water.
Pull someone's leg. Have you ever heard someone say they're just pulling your leg? It means they're teasing or joking with you. So, if someone says something silly, they might just be pulling your leg.
You're pulling my leg.
I'm just pulling your leg.
You are pulling my leg.
You're pulling my leg.
I think he's pulling your leg.
When pigs fly. Now, when pigs fly is a funny one. It means something will never happen. Because, of course, pigs can't fly. So, if someone says they'll do something when pigs fly, don't count on it happening.
When pigs fly.
When pigs fly.
When pigs fly?
Ha! When pigs fly.
Yeah, when pigs fly.
They say it'll happen when pigs fly.
A dime a dozen. If something is a dime a dozen, it means it's really common and easy to find. Like flowers in the springtime. You can find them everywhere, and they're a dime a dozen.
They're a dime a dozen.
I'm a dime a dozen.
See? Talent's a dime a dozen.
Cooks are a dime a dozen.
So, lawyers are a dime a dozen.
Guys like us, we are a dime a dozen.
Better late than never. Ever been late to something but still showed up? That's where the saying better late than never comes in. It means it's better to do something late than to not do it at all.
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
But better late than never?
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
Bite off more than you can chew. If someone bites off more than they can chew, they've taken on more work or responsibility than they can handle. It's like when you take a big bite of food and struggle to finish it.
And biting off more than you can chew.
When you bite off more than you can chew, you...
Don't bite off more than you can chew, Stephen.
Maybe we're biting off more than we can chew.
Maybe we're biting off more than we can chew.
Bite off more than I can chew.
By the skin of your teeth. By the skin of your teeth means you just barely made it through something. Like finishing a test just before time runs out. You did it, but just by the skin of your teeth.
By the skin of our teeth.
By the skin of my teeth.
By the skin of my teeth.
By the skin of your teeth, but you passed.
Seems you've passed. By the skin of your teeth.
Caught between a rock and a hard place. When you're caught between a rock and a hard place, you're stuck with two tough choices. It's like when you can't decide between two things that are both tricky. Neither option seems great, but you have to choose one.
Dan, I'm between a rock and a hard place.
When you're between a rock and a hard place. Talk about being between a rock and a hard place.
You're caught between a rock and a crazy place.
We're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Well, my wife has me between a rock and a hard place.
This little punk has got me between a rock and a hard place.
Cut someone some slack. If you cut someone some slack, you're giving them a break. Maybe they made a mistake, but instead of being hard on them, you go easy. It's like saying, hey, don't worry about it, I understand.
Cut her some slack.
Cut him some slack.
Cut her some slack. So, cut her some slack. Cut her some slack, okay?
Cut the kid some slack.